everyone, today I'll be reviewing this brand new comedy special just dropped on Netflix. It's called Rickey Garvais Supernature. This comedy special, I knew it's gonna drop this morning, and I put a reminder to my Netflix so I can watch this on time. That being said, I just finished watching it like half an hour ago, and I go to Twitter. I see this show is trending all over the Twitter. People calling out Rickey Gervais for all his transgender joke he did in this show. And when I was reading some of this tweet, like, you have to read to know what these people are saying. Ridiculous. When I read some of these tweets, I'm gonna give my review based on this comedy special. What do I think about it? And comedy is always subjective. Something I found funny, you might not find it funny, and if you find it funny, I may not find it funny, you know. So comedy is always like that. It is always tricky. That being said, I like Rickey Gervais, his comedy. I think he's always very on point and he can be very funny. However, this his comedy special, which is on Netflix, it is super easy to binge. But by the way, it's only 1 hour and 10 minutes, something like that. It's really very super easy to binge. But when I was watching this show, I couldn't help hearing all his jokes. Well, some of them were really funny that I was laughing out loud. Some of them, his jokes are very repetitive. And when I was listening to his joke, I couldn't help hearing and thinking to myself that all his joke, whoever wrote this, or obviously someone wrote for him these jokes, they wrote this joke kind of to make people happy. Meaning, like, all the joke he was saying, some of them, the way he was talking, I was feeling like he was trying to make all these people happy on Twitter and everywhere else. Like, all this oak thing he was trying to say, like, you know, these days you cannot say this, cannot say that. And I was like, these are so true, what he was talking about, the oakness. And he talked a lot about his health, like he's getting old and he's getting all this thing. And that section, he talks about his own health issue. That section was too long. It was almost 10 minutes long. I was like, oh my god, he's really getting old, sounded like, in this segment. He did talk about transgender people a lot, I would say that. He did talk about them a lot. Some of his joke, he was talking about them. I didn't get it because I don't know that much about transgender people. So I didn't know which was funny, which wasn't. Obviously, some people on Twitter, they found it, however, offensive that they are so mad at him. Especially this big outlet like The Independent, they're saying Supernature. It's so funny when I read their tweet. It says, like, their review, they said, like, Supernature deals in a cheap jokes humiliating trans people. Like, what did he say that they are so humiliated? I don't get it. Again, I don't know much about trans people, so I don't actually know. But as I was saying, the only part I didn't like in his comedy special, he talked a lot about getting old and all this checkup he was doing. I didn't like those. Also, he made another cheap joke that women are not funny. Didn't like that joke. You know, jokes are like that. People get offended, but overall, it is good time, I guess, overall. That being said, of course, people will now come after Netflix because this comedy special, end of the day, it is on Netflix. End of the day, Netflix, the one who paid for this, you know, people will come after Netflix. So I wonder if they will pull back this comedy special or not, because it is trending on Twitter. So I'm genuinely very surprised by this. Like any comedy special, they're never perfect. Some part you will find them funny, some you will not find them funny. That's how any show is. That is what I thought on this show. Some part it is really funny. Some of the part I was like, oh, what is he saying? Is he getting old? And all the baby slapping joke he was saying. That is that. What is I like in his the most I like, he talked about Liam Neeson in one part. And because I have heard that interview Liam Neeson he gave a long time ago, and he's one of my favorite actors. So when he came out and he said the revenge make you blind and try to do crazy thing, which he really meant in a good way if you hear his interview. And Rickey Gervais, he's just shed some light on it, you know. He tried to make a point, like, you know, Liam Neeson, he isn't a bad guy. Something I really like that he mentioned him. Also, he mentioned Kevin Hart, I really like. Also, he mentioned other people too. That's nice of him. Did he go on and on transgender people? Maybe he did, and maybe it's fault to his rider. And he said, if people don't like this, I'm getting paid either way. He did talk about being rich a lot in this show. Anyway, that's my thought on this show. Let me know in the comment. Did you get offended by this or not? If you enjoyed about this review, don't forget my other reviews on other Netflix comedy specials. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.